lot about anger in Congress, and last week, Democratic Indiana Senator Evan Bayh shook Capitol Hill and may have turned the tide in Congress when he announced that he wasn't seeking a third term. And he's here to tell us why he really decided to step down. Welcome.
Thank you, Barbara.
Okay.
Good to be here.
So, you're up for re-election. You've been a very good senator. Why are you walking away?
Barbara, I reached the conclusion that I could actually get more done for my state and for our country in the private sector. Congress is so gridlocked these days. It's regrettable, but with the brain-dead ideology, the strident partisanship, months go by, we don't get anything done.
Okay. You know, I hate to say this, but you sound like Sarah Palin right now.
Gotta look at the hand.
She said the same thing, basically.
Teleprompter. Do you want us to put up any teleprompter for you?
The difference is that he's in Congress and could make a difference.
Let me be clear about that, Joy. First of all, I'm looking forward to fighting for the things I believe in these next 11 months. I've dedicated literally my entire adult life, since I was 30 years old, to public service. It's something I believe in deeply. I'm an idealist at heart, but I'm also a pragmatist. And we're just not getting enough done.
And let's talk about that, because your father was a very well-known senator whom I knew, and he was a wonderful senator, Birch Bayh. And there you are with him. Somewhere there you are with him.
Yeah.
And there was a different time. It was a time when there was some politeness. It was a time when there was some supposedly reconciliation. Why has it gotten so angry? Why is there this rage within Congress?
Well, there are many reasons, and we don't have time to get into them all today, but the politics has almost become tribal. You've got the Democrats here, the Republicans there. We've got to remember we're Americans first.
But you say that, but and I agree with you here. But it's hard when, you know, sitting at this table, and of course we probably have quite different terms in terms of ideology. But you sit here and say, I'm sick of the partisanship, yet you throw a cheap Sarah Palin joke in. So I don't really understand or believe you in the...
He didn't do that. He was responding to her.
I don't know.
No, he didn't do it.
Okay, I'll give you a pass.
I wasn't trying to diss Sarah.
There was some participation, but
It's not that cheap, actually. She did do it.
Let's move on.
I just think that if you're going to participate in that, you can't be saying the other thing. So I want to hold you accountable just in that moment. I also want to know what things weren't getting accomplished due to this partisanship. What were we missing out on as Americans? Because Scott Brown's getting into it because of this partisanship that you're talking about. You're getting out. What didn't we get?
Well, Scott Brown's a good example of what I think the ultimate cure might be. But let me give you a perfect example of something I'm deeply concerned about. The rising debts and deficits in our country. It imperils our children's future. There's going to be a real economic shock if we don't get our act together. Just a few weeks ago, there was a vote in the United States Senate. If all of the people who had co-sponsored the bill had actually voted for their own idea, it would have passed. Instead, for short-term political reasons, some of them didn't. It's that kind of attitude.
So why didn't you quit during the Bush administration when the deficit went up? Why didn't you quit then? Why quit now when we need you? Why not quit then when Bush was raising the deficits higher than the sky?
Joy, I voted against the deficit under President Bush, and I voted against it now. I've tried to be consistent regardless of party.